The old-school pickup truck is slowly disappearing. Every major automaker is rushing to electrify their lineup, and somewhere in that process, the actual point of a pickup, torque, a proper frame, and an engine that doesn't know what a repair shop looks like, is getting left behind. For those of us who still want a truck that works for a living, these 5 pickups are the answer. Built to run for decades on nothing more than oil changes and basic upkeep. If you're in the market for a solid pickup in 2026, here are the 5 that genuinely earn your money and your peace of mind. Most people think newer automatically means better. The 2011 to 2014 Ford F-150 proves that wrong every single day. These years fall under the 12th generation of the F-150, a critical stretch for Ford. The frame was still traditional steel, none of the weight-saving aluminum body panels that showed up in later models. That made these trucks heavier, sure, but also tougher, more forgiving of hard use, and better suited to actual work. The engine that made this generation legendary is the 5.0-liter Coyote V8. Naturally aspirated, no turbos, no unnecessary electronic complexity. Just a motor that runs. It's not unusual to find these trucks rolling past 400,000 or even 500,000 kilometers with nothing more than routine maintenance. Spark plugs, oil changes, filters. That's the kind of track record that makes newer, tech-heavy trucks look fragile by comparison. It's exactly why these model years are now more sought after than trucks a decade newer. The transmission paired with this engine was Ford's 6R806 speed, built on a ZF platform, a German transmission manufacturer with a long history in commercial and performance applications. Keep the fluid fresh, and this gearbox will outlast most of what surrounds it. No harsh shifts, no mysterious behavior. The interior wasn't trying to be a luxury sedan. It was built to handle muddy boots, a full toolbox in the back seat, and daily towing without falling apart. The 2014 Tremor Edition leaned even further into the working truck formula. Crew cab deleted, Coyote engine, rear-wheel drive. Today, those examples are treated almost like collector pieces because they represent a philosophy Ford has since moved away from. Suspension setup was double wishbone up front, solid rear axle with leaf springs. Nothing exotic, nothing fragile. Capable of hauling between 1.5 and 2.5 tons depending on configuration. The F-150 of this era didn't need to make promises. It already had the receipts. Anyone in Latin America or Southeast Asia recognizes this truck on sight. The Chevrolet D-Max, specifically the 2010 to 2012 models, doesn't actually originate from Chevrolet at all. It's built in Japan by Isuzu, a brand that has spent decades engineering diesel engines and medium-duty trucks for the kind of punishment most vehicles never see. These particular years are considered by experienced mechanics to be the best the D-Max ever produced. Clean engineering, no unnecessary complications. If you find one equipped with the 4JJ1 diesel motor, you're looking at a truck built to last a full lifetime. And that's not an exaggeration. The 4JJ1 is a 3.0-liter turbocharged diesel that was originally designed for medium commercial trucks and adapted for pickup use. It runs a timing chain rather than a belt, which already removes one of the most common failure points on diesel engines. Stories of these motors crossing 500,000 kilometers without major internal work aren't rare. It's not luck. It's because the engine was built with wider tolerances, heavy-duty materials, and a design that prioritizes endurance over performance numbers. This motor doesn't chase horsepower. It delivers consistent torque from low RPM and handles heat, dust, bad roads, and heavy loads without complaint. Mining operations, cattle farms, and large commercial fleets across multiple continents have trusted this truck specifically because it keeps showing up. One note worth making: the gasoline versions of the D-Max aren't bad trucks, but they lose two things that define this model: resale value and character. The diesel is the D-Max. That's where its identity lives, and where its reputation was built. The frame on these 2010 to 2012 models is straightforward, strong, and easy for any competent mechanic to work on. The suspension handles real loads, not just the numbers printed in a brochure. It's not quiet, it's not particularly comfortable, but it wasn't designed to be. It was designed to work, and it does that better than many modern trucks packed with touchscreens and driver assists. There's a specific year that keeps coming up whenever experienced mechanics talk about the Nissan Frontier, 2004. By that point, Nissan had already worked out the handful of early production issues from when this generation launched. Fewer recalls, fewer surprises, a fully matured platform. This truck didn't build its reputation through advertising. It earned it on broken mountain roads in Africa and Latin America, where many of these trucks are still working today with 300,000 or 400,000 kilometers on the clock. That kind of mileage on daily use trucks isn't impressive because of any one feature. It's impressive because the whole package holds together. The 3.3-liter V6 engine is central to that story. Many mechanics consider it one of the most reliable engines Nissan has ever produced. It's not a powerhouse by modern standards, but it's close to indestructible with basic maintenance. Going past 400,000 kilometers without ever opening the engine isn't something most modern motors can claim. What keeps this generation of Frontier relevant is exactly what makes it seem outdated: simplicity. Minimal electronics, few sensors, straightforward mechanical systems. Any mechanic can diagnose it, parts are widely available, and repair costs stay low. Nothing about this truck is designed to surprise you with an expensive fault code at 120,000 kilometers. The negative reputation Nissan carries today doesn't apply here. That came later, with more complex and less reliable modern platforms. These early Frontiers were built during a period when Nissan's priority was durability above everything else. They got that part right. The Toyota Hilux needs no introduction, but the specific years matter more than most people realize. The 2005 to 2014 Hilux models are widely regarded by mechanics and automotive analysts as the best the nameplate has ever produced. Toyota built these trucks the old way: proven engines, uncomplicated mechanics, and no fixation on electronic systems. The 1KD and 2KD turbo diesel engines were developed and refined over years before these trucks were built. The result was 171 horsepower and 343 Newton-meters of torque, numbers that look modest on a spec sheet but deliver in real-world conditions the way few trucks do. Consistent pull from low RPM, resistance to heat abuse, tolerance for rough work. With proper oil change intervals and basic service, crossing 500,000 kilometers without opening the engine is documented across thousands of examples worldwide. The reason this Hilux works so well in remote environments is exactly what Toyota intended. Less electronics means less that can fail without a dealership nearby. Fewer modules, fewer sensors. This was a truck built for farmers, miners, and operators working far from any service center. One important warning: avoid the 2005 to 2007 models fitted with the D4D engine. Those early years had a significant issue with injector washers that allowed diesel to contaminate the engine oil. When that happened, the oil turned to sludge, and the resulting engine damage was catastrophic. Toyota addressed it in later production, but those specific years need careful inspection before purchase. The suspension is stiff, famously stiff. It feels rough on empty roads and bounces on light loads. But that same rigidity is why the bushings, ball joints, and shock absorbers last for years under real working loads. You trade comfort for longevity, and most people who actually work these trucks consider that an easy trade. A used Hilux from this era holds its value in ways that defy normal depreciation logic. In many Latin American markets, a well-maintained example from 10 or 12 years ago sells for close to what it cost new. That's not a coincidence. The Toyota Tundra was built for North America, one of the toughest pickup truck markets on the planet, and it answered that challenge with brute mechanical honesty. The 2009 to 2020 generation represents Toyota's most serious attempt at full-size truck dominance. The 2013 to 2015 model years are considered the peak of this run. They carry the second-generation body's structural strength while using a less complex electrical architecture than what came after. Fewer sensors, fewer modules, fewer fault codes showing up on Tuesday morning. The engine at the center of this truck's reputation is the 5.7-liter V8. Naturally aspirated, no turbo, 381 horsepower, and 400 pound-feet of torque delivered consistently and without stress. This engine doesn't work at its limit under normal conditions. It works well within its capability, which is a large part of why it lasts as long as it does. Here's a documented case worth knowing. A 2007 Tundra reached 1.6 million kilometers on the original drivetrain. Toyota purchased the truck, disassembled the engine, and had engineers measure every internal component. The parts were still within factory tolerances. This is on record through Toyota's official newsroom, not forum speculation, not a second-hand story. Where the Hilux is built for rough terrain and heavy fieldwork, the Tundra was engineered for long-distance road use at highway speeds with a full load. Double wishbone front suspension, coil spring rear setup, stable and solid at speed. The sense of structural integrity these trucks communicate is something most current full-size trucks have traded away for fuel economy and ride quality. Toyota also used a 2012 Tundra, a completely stock, unmodified production truck, to tow the Space Shuttle Endeavour, which weighed over 150 tons, across a bridge in Los Angeles. That wasn't a carefully engineered promotional stunt. It was a structural demonstration. Pick the right year, find a well-maintained example, and this truck will run through multiple generations of ownership without a blown motor, a failed transmission, or a recurring workshop bill. That's not marketing language. It's the track record this truck has spent 15 years building. These 5 pickups represent what the segment used to mean before fuel economy targets, emissions regulations, and feature list competition changed the formula. None of them are the newest trucks on the road. All of them will likely outlast most of what's currently in showrooms. If any of these are on your radar, now you know exactly why they belong there.